Well, good evening, folks. This is Friday evening. I wanted to explain I was going to do shingles in this video. I tried them by hand. I had too many knots in the wood. Obviously, I need to find completely knot-free wood. Otherwise, the shingles turned out bad. Um, I think what I'm going to do is next week, I'll postpone this video of shingle making for next week. I'm going to try to find some better wood to work with. Either I'll go after pine or I'll go after more of the tamarack. Tamarack is what I would like to use. I've got 5 more trees up there that I cut down this winter for making shingles out of. I'll go look at those and see if the lower parts are branch free. If they are, then I'm probably going to be okay, and I can go and split some wood and make some shingles with it. I also tried my Norwood lap siding and shingle maker tool that goes on my mill, and I wasn't impressed with it. Besides, even if it did a really good job, which I felt it didn't, but if it did, just the look of the shingles is too smooth. They don't have that texture that you get from doing split shingles. It's just more of a old school design, old school look. It just really looks good to me, and that's the look I like. Not that this is old school. What you see behind me here is these lap siding boards were made right on that machine, and it did good on that. But just not impressed with it making shingles. It does a tilt up and back, and that's how you make them. Where for lap siding, it does a side to side one too. So, like I said, it works just fine doing the lap siding. I'm just not happy with the shingles that it makes. So we'll go ahead and move forward on this next week, and I'll see if I can't get some handmade shingles made up and show you then what I'm doing. And there's another guy that I had watched that has been doing them for years on YouTube, and I'll provide that link on the next video too, because he'll go into a little more depth than me. But one thing he didn't talk about, and he's been doing it for years, so he already knew, and maybe I should just assume, is that you want something with no stems growing out of that part of the tree, because that's going to create knots, and those knots are what's going to foul up your splitting big time. I mean, it just doesn't work. Gets them all wavy. So I've spent all day today trying both methods and with what I had, and I've only worked on four stumps, and I've just spent all day trying different things and then stopping and thinking about it. And so anyways, it's late, it's Friday night, it's getting towards evening, and I want to go ahead and just relax and move forward. Of course, since I sat down, Sage wants to play. Can't blame her. She's been waiting for me all day. So, anyways, we did plant morels, Sage and I. We got those done. We did put together a wood chipper from Woodland Mills for my tractor. It's a PTO driven one, and it works excellent. I made wood chips out of it, and I'm going to make more. I've got lots of branches from trees I've cut down that I've delimbed. I got more to delimb still, and any of the smaller limbs I'm putting into it. But anything that's probably 2-inch diameter that's not dry rotted at all, I will cut into 16-inch pieces or 15-inch pieces to go in my wood stove for this winter. The video, you're going to see me put in some big stuff. Well, that's stuff that's been sitting over here for years. Some of them were fallen trees when I came up here to clear up this area, so they were semi-dry rotted. So I still chipped them up because they make great mulch. So I'm working on getting that little area cleaned up, so you'll see that in the video too. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now, and I hope you'll enjoy watching the video. I need to fence off this area again. This was the area that I took the fence down earlier this year. There we go. And hopefully I'll get some corn this year. So this tree is tamarack, and I'm going to cut this into about 15 to 16 inch logs. I should be able to get 5 of them out of this approximately to make shingles. So I'm going to use a froe and do the old school shingle making. This is shingles for the gable ends on this little tiny cabin behind me over here, or beside me. I got another Morel mix. These are yellow Morels that I thought I would do another video on, since I'm going to be working with this stuff. Again, this came from Field and Forest Products. So I'm going to have a little more faith in this than the black Morels I did last time, because it just came in a little bag. This thing's 5 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and do another slurry mix. So I got about 5 cups of water in here right now. I'm going to go ahead and add a half a cup of molasses. Let that pour in there real quick. As well as, while that's going in there, I'm going to put a half a cup of flour in there to mix up. And 2 tablespoons of ash from my wood stove. And that should do the trick there. And then I just got to mix this up. Then I'll add some more water after it's mixed up with this stuff. And I've got a air filtration or air bubbler that I will plug in, and we'll let this go for at least 48 hours. There we go. All right. This has been 72 hours. So another thing I need to put down on top of this lime is going to be this wood ash, and it's clean wood ash, and it's just going to help emulate that burn area, I think, is probably the purpose of it. Hopefully I have enough to cover everything. I've also put some in the slurry mix. almost a catastrophe. So that's going to be a hammer. I got to put on a shave horse now and round this a little bit, best I can, just so it's a little easier to grip and it won't hurt my hands. About the right length. Guess I could cut off this end nice and flush. See if we can get this so we can use it tomorrow. Use my great-grandfather's old Witherby number 10. This thing's probably been used on cabins back in the day. Wow. Just trying to get this raised lip off of it. Probably need to sharpen this thing. Don't know how easy it's going to be to get that part. This isn't even easy. Like I said, this was really hard. I think it's definitely heavy. So I think it's going to work just fine. This is some strong stuff. And I've got this fence stretcher here that I'm going to use. Alright. Actually, that worked out pretty darn nice. Nice thing about the friction one, I don't, if I feel like I'm giving it too much tension, I can just release tension on the rope. But yeah, that gives me what I need to do. Then but I feed this rod down through here, kind of weave it through the squares. This hooks onto the rod once I've clamped it into place. Now I can pull it.